Few places are richer in tradition, more steeped in nostalgia than this old horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy, the home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. And the scarlet and gray have this place rocking already. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Buckeyes will boot it away to start the game. Coming out with it, it's Allen. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Wisconsin Badgers offense will have the first possession of the game. And this wide receiver, he's the linchpin to the offense. They want to make sure they find a multitude of ways to get him the football.
And it's a risk-reward scenario on defense when you're trying to cover this guy, Reese, because you play man coverage, you risk him running by you and catching deep balls. You play too much zone, and then he can hurt you after the catch. A lot of different ways, but this guy is very dangerous.
Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, Dave.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab well past the sticks. Let me tell you, this senior quarterback can flat fit it in a tight window. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. They've generated some momentum with excellent performances in Big Ten play, and you can see them growing game by game.
And that's a big deal, too, in the new-look Big Ten Conference. Back in the day when there were divisions, you know, it was a toss-up every year who was going to win the Big Ten West. That was the easier division. But now, it's just who are the best two teams out of all these teams, all these quality teams. So it's impressive that this team, David, has put themselves in position to play for the championship.
You ain't lying, especially in this conference. Let's be honest, the Big Ten and the SEC, they've separated themselves from everybody else. And so you're competing in this conference, in the middle of the season, you can finish strong. Now we're not just talking about conference championships. We're talking about where can we be in the playoff and how much damage we can do in the postseason.
And the Badgers are moving quickly down the field.
And it's tough on the defense there. Third down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you could do there. It's now a fresh set of downs.
And listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
Here comes the offense on second down. Throws for the tight end. A strike downfield. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22. Always nice to have that security blanket of the tight end.
And it's nice to have a tight end that can line up in different areas of the field, too. It's not always going to be in a three-point stance. He can sometimes be in the backfield. You can flex him out into the slot. They might even try to put this guy out at wide receiver in the split end position and see what he can do there, because this guy is a weapon.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Touch pass on the run. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. The Badgers come to the line in the hurry-up. Direct snap. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wisconsin. On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Ohio State Buckeyes offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. These two dudes who both come off the edge can wreck an offensive day, Jesse.
Man, these quarterbacks better have an internal clock working today. If you hold on to the football, you are getting sacked.
Yeah, best athletes on the field are defensive linemen, and when you got guys like this that can get after the quarterback, points will be at a premium.
Great job at containing by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, third, fourth quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
Trying to make magic with his feet. And he is corralled short of the line to gain.
Well, you can tell the QB, he drops back and he wants to throw the football. He wants to push it downfield, try to get the first down. Couldn't do it. Nobody was open, couldn't find anybody, took off to scramble. Great job by the defense reacting to it, getting him on the ground, stopping him short of the first down.
They'll get down and put a stop for this return. They'll mark it at the 32. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown, everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
They're going to run it. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carries.
And a great job by the linebacker. You can tell, starting to crowd the line of scrimmage, get up there in the line of scrimmage, see it, diagnose it, get in the backfield, get the running back on the ground for the tackle for the loss.
Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
Well, in that down and distance, you're probably expecting him to throw it way down the field to get the first. Instead, they go push pass, and they did catch the defense off guard. And even though that was a big explosive play, David, they still didn't have enough yards to get it.
Well, and catch me off guard is relative. That's what you would say the offensive.
We'll hang on here. The coach has called a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. They'll go with a direct snap. Tackle is made after the first down.
You know, you go for it on 4th and inches in this fringe area of the field in your opponent's territory. I'd be curious to see if on the next play now, they're going to try and take a shot and see if they can catch the defense sleeping.
To the ground with the back. Knocked down at the 29 after a pickup of 4.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Got some room headed to the goal line. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Badger. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. An impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. And they cover the final 29 yards with that touchdown pass. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the tackle was made on the return man, but there is a flag on the play. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. This offense is stuck way back in its own end of the field. He's going to pass. The throw to the outside is complete. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. First down to start the drive after the break. He's looking to throw it quickly to the tight end.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. The give. Thrust that arm out. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. As they unpack the pile, it's part of Ohio State's DNA to have a lethal running game.
And this is a trend, Reese. We can go back as long as you want to go back, and we can go back a couple years to J.K. Dobbins, and we can go all the way back to Eddie George. They always...
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Taking it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Tell you what, defensive players don't always see where the ball is. They see the receiver and they get to chase him, but really good job seeing where the receiver is, going and making an interception, making a big play, getting the ball back to your offense.
Turning to the running game on first and goal. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide in these situations. You know the physical ground game comes into play inside the 5-yard line, and they match the intensity. Nice job. Everybody flying around to the football, making the tackle for a loss. Nice job by this defense. And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
This is a really big play for both teams. 4th and goal from the 2. He is denied. Stopped just short of the goal line. Pushed his way to the 1 and could go no further, and they'll turn it over on down. They're backed up 1st and 10 from inside their own 5, and they'll try to get this drive started. On the ground, it's Boyd. Just broke the tackle and still on his feet. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
Man, it's nice when you can buy some space coming out of your own end zone with a nice productive run.
Snap the ball thinking about, make sure we don't get a safety, and now all of a sudden you've got a drive started. Looking for a man. It's Sayin. Gets it out fast. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Going to try to get it himself. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain.
This is why 3rd down is so difficult for quarterbacks, because the defense substitutes. They put faster guys on the field, and they've got all of their different exotic looks they've been game planning all week for. Some things you haven't seen on film yet, and it confuses your offensive line. It confuses you, and you're out here just trying to make plays, trying to do something right to get a first down. Wasn't able to gain a lot there.
The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game going.
Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
I love jet sweeps because it puts so much pressure on defenses with their eye discipline. It's really hard for these linebackers and DBs and defensive ends to locate a really fast receiver cutting across the formation so quickly, getting the handoff, and you see that time he's able to use his speed to go get the first.
It's first down from the 37-yard line. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
3rd and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
This offense believes you are given 4 downs for a reason. You've got to use all of them. 2 for 3 so far today. And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the 3rd quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points.
Fires and picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Rifles it down the middle. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. The incompletion brings up a 2nd down. He's looking to throw. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Well, the defense just needs something positive to happen. They're trailing in this game. A turnover would be massive for momentum right now. And a nice effort defensively, getting a hand on the ball, knocking it down.
He'll take a shot. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
You've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the 2nd half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the 2nd half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. To the air, it's Sayin. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
And the spin move bought him a little time, just not a lot of yardage. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And here on 2nd down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. It's good.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Looking to throw. Got him, and nobody's close. A little excitement there to wrap up the first half, and that'll pad the stats as we go to the break. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Columbus for an entertaining first half than you?
And the Badgers will kick it off to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh.
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Nice job getting to the QB there. And the best Wisconsin defenses always seem to have a game breaker and a difference maker. This guy can be that for this unit. But you think back to the Watt brothers, right? TJ, JJ, nobody could block those guys one-on-one, and they just ruined coordinators' game plans offensively.
And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. Now on 1st and 10 from the 26. Looking for space. It's Boyd. Bulls his way forward. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
One of the things I love about this big running back is that there doesn't need to be a hole for the play to be successful. This guy can plow into the line of scrimmage, push the pile, drive his legs, generate yards to help your offense.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. This guy makes it look easy, just like a lot of recent Ohio State quarterbacks have.
Now, you can set your watch by these guys. I mean, whether it's C.J. Stroud, Justin Fields, and we can keep going back year after year, they always got a really good signal caller that you can really depend on to make big plays.
Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on 1st down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good 2nd down.
He'll try it again. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. And the Buckeyes will line up to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. And it looks as if there will be no return here as the punt goes out of bounds. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Looking for a crease. It's Graves. Weaves his way ahead and gets 5 out to the 18-yard line.
All right, great little run. Listen, it wasn't phenomenal. He didn't get a 1st down, but what does it do? Now it makes 2nd down easier. The play caller looking at his sheet going, all right, I can throw it, I can run it. Still in a great position. Way to stay ahead of the chains.
And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the 1st down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the 1st.
On the move. up near the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39, a pickup of 15.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on third down from the 43. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have...
Oh, and he ruins the big gainer with a fumble. And they are fortunate to avoid the turnover as the fumble goes out of bounds. The Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. And you could just feel a collective sigh of relief when that ball rolled out of bounds.
Yeah, that defense, they looked excited. You see all those bodies trying to run over and jump on that football? That offense is very lucky that thing trickled out of bounds.
This offense has a 2nd down play. Toss sweep to the right. And the Badgers will move the sticks.
So far, everything's just seemed to work for this offense when they wanted to run the football. Regardless of what down and distance it is, they're able to get it done. Up front, getting a lot of push, and these backs are finding the holes.
As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They'll start the drive here with 1st down to open this period. Motion from the offense. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the...
Touchdown, Badger! And the stomping has commenced. They give themselves just a little more cushion as they close in on extending this winning run. And the extra point gives them a 28-3 lead. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the 2nd half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job.
Fires the pass, intercepted. Really nice play on the pick. Was looking for a little more yardage, but great field position at the 34.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this dude.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
They get him stopped at the 30, but not before he gets 5 yards. 3rd and long from the 30-yard line, in this defense hoping to knock them out of field goal range. Quick pass on the fly motion. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. Try to barge their way in. Touchdown, Wisconsin! And the route is on. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Wisconsin, 35. Ohio State, 3.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. This offense needs something to feel good about. It hasn't been very productive today, Jesse.
Well, I think it's just important they stay aggressive, try to throw the football, and just see what this quarterback can do here at the end of the game to build confidence for the next time they take the field.
Yeah, and there hadn't been much good today. But build confidence, sure, but just show your team you're going to keep fighting no matter what the scoreboard says.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football game.
The Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. To the air. It's Sayin. Fires to the wideout. Complete downfield. Knocked down immediately, but a big gain down to the 45. Wonder if they'll be conservative on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Throws to the wideout. Picked off. He was trying to get that return going. Instead, he'll hand it to his offense at the 38.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
He's got 93 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. They'll leave it with the lone back. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. With the clock running, this should be the final play. The give to the tailback. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out